So here is your reading for the upcoming week or this week, whenever you watch it. Okay, so here you go. First up, you have the Ten of Imps, which is the Ten of Wands in this deck. You have the Eight of Pumpkins, which is the Pentacles. The Page of Imps, which is the Wands again, the Page of Wands. And in the reverse position, you have the Devil in reverse. And then in what is recommended for you, you have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so let's get started. So the Ten of Imps, he's all about, or the Ten of Wands is all about burdens and having a lot of responsibility and having just a lot of stuff on your plate at the moment. And just, you're almost at the end. And these burdens, everything that you're kind of carrying, the weight of the world on your shoulders at the moment, is all very important stuff to you. It's not like just willy-nilly stuff. It's very important. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be school, it could be job, it could be whatever. But you are in a position where you're kind of feeling bogged down a little bit. You're feeling the weight of having all this responsibility, but you're kind of getting there. You're almost to the end of it, where maybe some of these you could actually put down in the future, but you're kind of in this moment with a lot going on for you. Now, next up, the Eight of Pumpkins. So the Eight of Pentacles is about hard work. It's about almost like apprenticeship. You're learning something, you're honing your skill. Like, you could be in a field for a very long time, but there's always something new to learn. Like some fields you've never learned everything. Like if you're in the computer field, you're going to be going to school, you're going to be learning for the rest of your life. There's always some new software, there's always an update, there's some kind of new program, new whatever, new codes to learn. So most of us are in fields that there is, whatever that field is, there's always something new to learn, because technology, the world, everything changes so rapidly now. We have to keep up to date. Even in some of the small silly fields, you're constantly learning a new program. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you're having to learn something new. But I think that you're in this position where you're trying to learn, I don't want to say diligently, but you're really focused right now. I think whatever these burdens are, this could be this part of this apprenticeship learning situation, or whatever you're doing, really being focused on honing your skill. That obviously is probably one of these burdens, but you might see this as a necessary burden because it's going to help you in the future with whatever this is. Now, the Page of Imps, he's kind of childlike. He's very spirited. He's like a free spirit, but he has an idea. It just comes to him and he's like super excited about it, and he's going to try it out. He doesn't really know how it's going to go, but he just wants to try it. Like this card represents the beginning of kind of like that spark, that inspiration, like, oh, you know what would be so cool if I did this. So this is that. It's always indicates that the plan is not fully developed. You don't know all the steps. You haven't really delved that far, but a new idea has come to you. Now, I feel like with this together, I feel like you have the burdens, you're working very hard, you're working very diligently to hone your skill or to get ahead, to advance in life, to do whatever. Maybe you want that promotion. You're doing something where you're really putting extra effort in to get some kind of reward, whether it's monetary reward or some reward for yourself. Even sometimes we set goals and it's just to beat our best achievement or something. Let's say, like, if you are a runner and you can run in, I don't know how many minutes, a certain mile or whatever, or a mile in, I don't know how many minutes, but you want to break your own goals. So sometimes we set even goals to beat ourselves. So this could be, whatever this is, you are really honing your skill. And I think next week or this week, whenever you watch this video, you're going to have some type of like new inspiration. Now, this inspiration really could help with this burden, but I definitely think that it's going to be really part of this honing the skill, because this indicates like you're really like focused on something. You're really like figuring this out, whatever this represents for you. And sometimes when you're figuring this out, you try things in different ways. And I think this Page of Imps, this inspirational moment, is going to come from trying whatever you're working on in a different way, and it might actually be better. But in the reverse position, so for like the challenging things that the Aries, I'm an Aries, we're going to have to overcome, is the Devil in reverse, which the Devil in reverse is about releasing limiting beliefs. It could also be about detaching from people as well, but not detaching in a sense that, you're just telling them the hell with you, but in a sense that if somebody's not really, I don't want to say a good person. If they're not a good person, just get rid of them. No, if they're really not like serving you in a sense, like if sometimes people, they're just messy. And this could be represent that maybe you need to release a messy kind of person. And I don't mean messy as in like they just leave their socks everywhere. I just mean they're just messy. So this could indicate that you're either having to release any beliefs that are constricting you. Like I feel like with this page of imps, I think this inspiration could be something on a larger scale, and then this Devil in reverse could represent, well, okay, so you've been doing whatever this page of pumpkins, like this eight of pumpkins here, sorry, page of pumpkins, eight of pumpkins, you've been like focused on something, and maybe what you've been working on has been within a certain realm, and now you have this idea where it's like, you know what, I could take this beyond, or I could go over this way, or I could, let's say if you want to, this could be something you're doing something for work or whatever, and you're like, you know what, there's this new social media app, maybe I should try to like get an account on there and try to freelance or do whatever. So this is kind of broadening the spectrum. You're having an idea to broaden your spectrum. And I think the Devil in reverse is indicating that you need to get rid of, in order to broaden it the way that you really can, you need to get rid of the limiting beliefs that are going to keep you restrained. So I think that's fantastic. I think that's definitely one of these things. But I also think for some people, this also could be if certain people are not really like, if they're just bringing you down all the time, this might be that you need to release that, in a sense, not totally get rid of that person, but don't let them affect you anymore. Because I feel like with these burdens and this trying to hone your skill, trying to get better at whatever you're doing, with this inspiration, I think sometimes we have like inspirations, they come to us, but they come to us, at least they come to me, at the weirdest times. It's almost like when I'm not really thinking of anything, and when I'm not really like focused or worried, like I have these great ideas because my brain has time to kind of like think about stuff, even if it's thinking in the background. That's what my brain does, it thinks in the background sometimes. But I'll get these inspirations. But I think like if you're dealing with somebody who's kind of a negative Nancy, sometimes those people put a damper, and then you're thinking about, oh, negative Nancy, what is she going to say about this or that or whatever, and this could block this inspiration. So I'm not saying totally get rid of negative Nancy, because you might not be able to totally get rid of her, but don't let her negativity, like, don't let her pee on your parade. Don't let her negativity come to you. So she needs to keep it over there. She could keep it over there, but you focus on you. So that's another way this could go. And then with the recommendation, the universe has the Seven of Wands. This says basically is like you're defending your position. You're standing up for yourself. You are having the will to see the situation to the end. Like you are going to get it done. And you have the strength to keep going. So I feel like whatever this is, I feel like this is saying that you just got to keep doing it. Like you're already doing it. Whatever this represents for you, you just got to keep going, because you're getting there. I mean, I definitely think you're getting there. And I think I really feel like this page of imps moment, I think whatever you're doing here, I don't want to say it's going to be life changing, but this is really kind of energy where it's like you're kind of going from point A to point B in your life in a sense. And I think that's going to be fantastic. So I really think that this is that kind of energy. And I think you kind of have to ride that wave of that energy and just stand up for yourself. If this is negative Nancy kind of coming in and saying that this is a stupid idea, don't listen to her. Don't worry about negative Nancy. You do you. You do you. And if this is something that you need to, if this represents something like of you self-talking yourself, being like, no, I can't do this. Don't listen to that. You can do this. You can do this. Just continue on one step at a time. So, okay, let's continue. So now I have some oracle cards for you. Okay, so healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So, okay, we got to forgive our parents next week. Okay. Then we have give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnerships. So, I think with this kind of detachment with the devil that could represent for some people kind of like having to detach in a sense from certain situations or certain people, it could be that maybe some of you have a little bit like there's like some family problems, and maybe you have to kind of work through it somehow, but maybe you need a moment where you're kind of like detaching, because I feel like you need a little bit of you time in a sense to kind of get through this. But definitely healing family issues is, not a bad thing at all. And I feel like this give your relationship a chance, work on your partnerships. This doesn't necessarily like this is the what is this? No, this is the Romance Angels deck. I have so many decks, sometimes I forget like with the names. I feel like with this could be indicating about romance, but I think sometimes these could actually indicate, let's say, whatever this is, this idea you have, this could be saying that, like, give it a chance. You have to work on it, but you can give it a chance. It's worth giving a chance. So take that how that works for you. So next up, you have kindness. Take respite by a pond and be kind to yourself and others. Then you have retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. So I do feel like this is kind of saying that you might need a little bit to take some time for yourself as well, because you're busy. It seems like you're really busy, and this honing the skill here, sometimes it's a lot of focus. It's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of troubleshooting. It's a lot. So I think, I definitely think you're having this kind of inspirational energy with you guys. But I think sometimes to have this, you need to have a little bit of you time, and you need to have time for the brain to just kind of run through all the options and kind of run through everything, So, and I feel like because you got the healing family issues, I wonder if this kindness, maybe somebody kind of said something to you, a family member, about you working so much, or you're spending so much time working on something. And maybe this could be a side hustle. So it might not even be your regular job. It could be something you're doing from the side. And maybe a family member is like, oh, why are you doing that? You're not making any money from it. Why? And you're like, no, it's going to be fine. But they're like, no. So maybe this kindness is just saying that they have their opinions, and maybe you're trying something different, a little bit against the grain. You're doing things in a different way that really has not been done. Maybe you're the first one in your family doing it this way. So I guess it could just indicate that be nice to them. They might not understand. They might not see your vision, but you'll just prove it to them later on. But I think then that could be like, you need to just kind of, I don't want to say detach, but this could be like detach your emotions from that. Like if they say something, don't let it come to you. Like don't let it bother you. Do not let it sink into your soul. Do not let it make you fester, have like that festering and misery, like when something kind of comes in, it starts festering and misery and it eats at you. So don't let it do that. Just like you focus on you, because you're defend your ground. But defending your ground could just be you knowing that you need to continue on with what you need to do. So let's continue. So next up, you have the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. See, there you go, guys. Go Aries. We're bright stars. And then it was funny because we also got light. And this is all about kind of like shining the light. And sometimes this card can indicate that you need to like look at things that are not going so well in your life and really shine the light as to like, well, why isn't this really working out? What is the real root of the problem? So I think there's a lot of, I don't want to say soul searching, because I don't necessarily get that for this reading, but I do think there's, like with the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. You have to kind of go through the darkness of not knowing where you're going, in a sense, to get to the end, you know? So I think this to me is saying that there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's just sometimes we have to go through these periods where we don't really know what we're doing. Like, I know I go through them all the time. I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. But we have to, but you have a gut feeling. You just have this feeling that somehow something's going to work. And it doesn't always work immediately. A lot of times you got to work on it and redo it and reinvent the wheel, go through this kind of honing your skill stage, and go through all these moments of inspiration of doing things in a different way to eventually, you know, and then with this diligence thing, like, it's just eventually you get there. So I think that's what it's saying. I just feel like this is saying that you're going to get there. It's going to take time, but don't doubt yourself, you know, stand your ground and don't doubt yourself and get rid of any limiting beliefs, you know? So I definitely think that's what this is saying. It's just like, stay the course. To me, that's, this reading is all about staying the course. Okay, Aries. So think of a question. We're going to get to the magic 8 ball in just a second. But first, let's answer the age-old question as, what spirit of the dish shall be with you in the upcoming week, or this week, whenever you're watching this video? What spirit of the dish? And we got the spirit of the New Englander, which is the clam chowder. So there we go. The New Englander, the clam is with us. Now, let's see also, for those that are questioning, like, what dinner and a movie does Spirit recommend for me to watch this week? We will find out right now. Okay, what dinner and a movie for my Aries? What dinner and a movie for my Aries? Oh, we got Italian and thriller, which sounds good to me. Like, definitely sounds good to me. So, yeah, so we got pizza or Italian food and thriller. And then, let's do... So we got Q, U, N, D, W, F, P, L, V, and we got 6, 8, and 5. And then next up, we got 3 stones. They just were in my hand. So we got peace, focus, and strength. So I think the peace is kind of going with, if there's any kind of family issues or maybe issues within your immediate friends group or something that might be kind of distracting you a little bit, I think it's kind of saying make peace with it. And this could even be saying, if somebody is saying something to you that you don't really particularly care for, you know, they're not being as supportive as you might need at this moment. I just think it's saying that sometimes we can't always get the approval of others. We have to make peace within ourselves, and we have to have our own approval. So I am going to put this piece on the Devil in Reverse card, because I feel like that's kind of maybe what's going on a little bit with that. Strength, I feel like, is going here with this the 7 of Wands, because that's about standing your ground, knowing that you can do it, staying the course, and just like defending your position and just getting it done. And focus, I definitely think the focus is going to be here with honing your skill. So with this card of like, you're kind of focusing, honing your skill, I definitely think the focus is going there. So yeah, so that's where I'm putting those guys. Okay, so it is time. Think of your question, Aries. We shall ask. Here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8 ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer for Aries' question? It says, better not tell you now. Oh, the 8 ball is keeping secrets now. He's keeping secrets. But I like to think that that means that there's like something super special coming for us, and he just like doesn't want to ruin the surprise. I'm thinking positive. I'm optimistic. So I think he just like has something really great for us, but he's like, I'm not going to ruin the surprise for you because you're going to be super happy when it happens. So I'm just going to be positive about that. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoy your week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.